Hello everyone, I am Darshani, Assistant Professor of Mathematics. In the previous sessions, we have learnt about congruences, properties of congruences, and we also solved some problems on congruences. In this session, we are going to discuss about two things. First, we are going to learn what are linear congruences and how to find out a solution for the linear congruences if it exists. And later, we are going to learn what are simultaneous congruences and how to find a simultaneous solution for the given set of linear congruences. Let's get in. Linear congruence. Let n be a positive integer, a and b are any two integers such that a is not congruent to 0 modulo n, then the congruence of the form Ax congruent to b modulo n is known as linear congruence. Here x is a variable. Suppose if for an integer x naught, if ax naught is congruent to b modulo n, then we say that x naught is a particular solution for this linear congruence. If for x naught belongs to z, ax naught is congruent to b modulo n, then we say that x naught is a solution for ax congruent to b modulo n. For example, if I consider the linear congruence 2x congruent to 1 modulo 5, when I put x equal to 3, I get 2 into 3 is 6, 6 minus 1 is 5, which is a multiple of 5. Therefore, x equal to 3 is a solution. Consider one more example, 2x congruent to 1 modulo 4. By the definition of congruence, we have 2x minus 1 is equal to 4k for some k belongs to z. This is not possible because the LHS is an odd number, RHS is an even number. So this congruence has no solution. Which is not possible. And therefore, this congruence has no solution. Okay. So we have two examples. That first example, it has a solution, and second example, we don't have a solution. Now let us learn, given a linear congruence, when does solution exist and how many solutions exist, and when does solution does not exist. To find the solution, first consider a linear congruence Ax congruent to b modulo n, and let D be the GCD of A and n. Let D be the GCD of A and n. Then we can show that this linear congruence has a solution if D divides B. If D divides B, then Ax congruent to b modulo n has solutions. In fact, we can show that if D divides B, then this linear congruence has D incongruent solutions. In fact, has D incongruent solutions. Suppose if x naught is a solution, suppose if x naught is a particular solution, then any integer of the form x naught plus n by d into t for t belongs to z is also a solution. So this is the gives the general solution. And to find out the incongruent solutions, x naught plus n by d into t, where t is equal to 0, 1, 2 up to d minus 1. This set gives one set of incongruent solutions. Gives one set of mutually incongruent solutions. So, given a linear congruence, first we need to find out the GCD of A and N, D. If D divides B, then it has a solution. In fact, D incongruent solutions. If D does not divide B, then it has no solution. Now let us consider some problems on linear congruences. Solve 3x congruent to 2 modulo 5. First, let us check whether this congruence has a solution or not. Solution. First, find out the GCD of 3 and 5. We have 3, the GCD of 3 and 5 is 1. So the given linear congruence has a unique solution. This implies given linear congruence has a unique solution modulo 5. To find out the unique solution, we can use the inspection method. If I put x equal to 1, 3 minus 2 is 1, which is not a multiple of 5. When I put x equal to 2, 3 2 is 6, 6 minus 2 is 4, 4 is not a multiple of 5. When I put x equal to 3, 9 minus 2, which is 7, is not a multiple of 5, therefore 3 is not a solution. When I put x equal to 4, I get 3 into 4 is 12, 12 minus 2 is 10, which is a multiple of 5, therefore 4 is a particular solution. By inspection, x equal to 4 is a particular solution or unique solution modulo 5. So the general solution is given by, therefore 4 plus 5t for all t belongs to z is also a solution. This gives the general solution. When it is difficult to find out the solution by inspection, we can solve this. If 3x is congruent to 2 modulo 5, then 3x minus 2 is equal to 5k for some k belongs to z. So solve this for x. I get x is equal to 5k plus 2 divided by 3. Now substitute the values for k equal to 0, k equal to 1 and k equal to 2 and so on. If you get an integral value, that will be a solution. For k equal to 0, we get 2 by 3, which is not an integer. For k equal to 1, we get 7 by 3, which is also not an integer. When I put k equal to 2, I get 12 by 3, which is 4, is a solution, is an integral solution. For k equal to 2, we get an integral value, x equal to 4, therefore x equal to 4 is a particular solution. This is another method of finding the solution by inspection. Now consider one more problem. Solve 18x congruent to 30 mod 42. First, let us check whether this linear congruence has a solution or not. Find out the GCD of 18 and 42. The GCD of 18 and 42 is 6. And also we know that 6 divides 30. Also 6 divides 30. This implies given linear congruence has 6 incongruent solutions. Modulo 42. Now in this case, first we need to find out a solution by inspection. But here in this case, it may be difficult to find out the solution by inspection. So we can deduce this linear congruence by dividing throughout by the GCD 6. This can be written as 18x is congruent to 30 mod 42 can be reduced to 18 by 6, which is 3x, is congruent to 30 by 6, which is 5 modulo 42 by 6, which is 7. These two congruences are entirely different congruences, but the solution of this congruence is also a solution of this congruence. First, we need to find out a solution by inspection. So we can use this congruence, which is simpler than this congruence, to find out a particular solution, and later we can use this congruence to find out other solutions. Here in this case, by inspection we can find out the solution. For x equal to 1, 3 minus 5, which is minus 2, is not a solution, is not a multiple of 7. When I put x equal to 2, I get 6 minus 5, which is 1. 1 is not a multiple of 7. When I put x equal to 3, I get 9 minus 5, which is 4, is not a multiple of 7. When I put x equal to 4, I get 12 minus 5, which is 7, is a multiple of 7. So x equal to 4 is a particular solution. By inspection, x equal to 4 is a particular solution. Once we get a particular solution, then other solution we can find out easily. This implies that 4 plus 42 by 6, which is 7t, for all t belongs to z, is also a solution. To find out the incongruent solutions, I wrote down here 4. When I put t equal to 0, I get 4. 4 plus 7 is 11. 11 plus 7 is 18. 18 plus 7 is 25. 25 plus 7 is 32. 32 plus 7 is 39. So we have got 6 incongruent solutions. Is one set of incongruent solutions. Okay. Now let us discuss about simultaneous congruences. Consider a set of linear congruents x congruent to a1 mod n1, x congruent to a2 mod n2, and so on, x congruent to ak mod nk, where each n1, n2, nk are all mutually disjoint. That is, ni, nj, the GCD of ni and nj is 1 whenever I not equal to j. First, I am going to explain a method to find out a simultaneous solution for this set of linear congruents satisfying this condition, which is well known as Chinese remainder theorem. First, what we do is we consider the product of n1, n2, nk. Let n be the product of n1, n2, and so on, and nk. Let define n1 by n by n1, n2 by capital N by n2, and so on, nk by capital N by nk. We know that n1, n2, nk are all mutually relatively prime. Therefore, n1 and small n1 are relatively prime. Similarly, capital N2 and small n2 are relatively prime, and so on. That is, the GCD of ni and small ni is 1 whenever I less than or equal to k greater than or equal to 1. Now, using the property of linear congruence, we know that nix congruent to 1 modulo ni has a unique solution. Since the GCD of ni and ni is 1 and 1 divides 1, it has a unique solution. Suppose if x1 is a particular solution, then we have ni into xi is congruent to 1 mod ni, where I between 1 and k. To get a solution for this congruence, I multiply both sides by ai. This implies ai ni xi is congruent to ai mod ni. So we have got a solution for these congruences. For the first congruence, a1 n1 x1 is a solution. For the second congruence, a2 n2 x2 is a solution, and so on. ak nk xk is a solution for this congruence. So the simultaneous solution is given by x bar is equal to a1 n1 x1 plus a2 n2 x2 and so on ak nk xk. I will explain with an example how this works. Suppose if I take x bar modulo n1, in the first term we don't have n1 since n1 and small n1 are relatively prime, but in all other terms we have n1. So these are all becomes 0 and we remain with a1 n1 x1 which is congruent to a1 mod n1. So x bar is a solution for first congruence. Similarly, I can show that it is a solution for second congruence and so on, a solution for last congruence. So this is a simultaneous solution. Now let us consider a problem. Find a simultaneous solution for the congruences x congruent to 2 modulo 3, x congruent to 3 modulo 5, x congruent to 2 modulo 7. Solution. First consider the congruence 5 into 7 x congruent to 1 modulo 3, 5 into 7 x congruent to 1 modulo 3, which is 35x congruent to 1 modulo 3. By inspection, x equal to 2 is a solution. If I put x equal to 2, we get 35 into 2 is 70. 70 minus 1 is 69, which is a multiple of 3. Therefore, by inspection, x equal to 2 is a solution. That is, 35 into 2 is congruent to 1 modulo 3. Here I have 2, so I multiply both sides by 2. I get 35 into 2 is congruent to 2 modulo 3. Okay. Now let us consider the congruence 3 into 7x congruent to 1 modulo 5. Consider 3 into 7x congruent to 1 modulo 5. Which is same as 21x congruent to 1 modulo 5. By inspection, we see that x equal to 1 is a solution. When I put x equal to 1, we get 21 minus 1, which is 20, is a multiple of 5. By inspection, x equal to 1 is a solution. That is 21 into 1 is congruent to 1 modulo 5. I have 3 here, so multiply both sides by 3. We get 21 into 1 into 3 is congruent to 3 modulo 5. Finally, consider 3 into 5 x congruent to 1 modulo 7. Consider 3 into 5 x congruent to 1 modulo 7, which is same as 15x congruent to 1 modulo 7. By inspection, we see that x equal to 1 is a solution. So 15 into 1 is congruent to 1 modulo 7. Here I have 2, so multiply both sides by 2. We get 15 into 1 into 2 is congruent to 2 modulo 7. So the simultaneous solution is sum of 35 into 2 into 2 plus 21 into 1 into 3 plus 15 into 1 into 2. Therefore, the simultaneous solution is x bar is equal to 35 into 2 into 2, which is 140, plus 21 into 3, which is 63, plus 15 into 2, which is 30. So the simultaneous solution is 233. Okay. We have one more method of solving this problem, alternate method. First, what we do is I consider this congruence as 1, this as 2, and this as 3. We can find out a solution for this congruence by inspection. X equal to 2 is a solution. By inspection, x equal to 2 is a solution for 1. So 2 plus 3t is the general solution. Okay. Now substitute this in equation 2. Put x equal to 2 plus 3t in 2. We get 2 plus 3t congruent to 3 modulo 5, which is same as 3t congruent to 1 modulo 5. Now find out a solution by inspection. I see that t equal to 2 is a solution. By inspection, t equal to 2 is a solution, and therefore 2 plus 5k is a general solution. Is the general solution. Okay. So 2 plus 5k is the general solution for this congruence, t equal to 2 plus 5k. When I substitute t equal to 2 plus 5k to this one, I get a simultaneous solution for first and second congruence. Therefore, x equal to 2 plus 3t is equal to 2 plus 3 into 2 plus 5k, which is same as 2 plus 6 plus 15k, or 8 plus 15k is the general solution for 1 and 2. Okay. Now we have got simultaneous solution for 1 and 2. To find out the simultaneous solution for 1, 2 and 3, substitute x equal to 8 plus 15k in the third congruence. Put x equal to 8 plus 15k in 3. We get 8 plus 15k is congruent to 2 modulo 7, or 15k is congruent to minus 6 modulo 7, or 15k is congruent to 1 modulo 7. Okay. By inspection, I see that k equal to 1 is a particular solution. I get 15 minus 1 is a multiple of 7. By inspection, k equal to 1 is a particular solution. So, k equal to 1 plus 7m for all m belongs to z is the general solution. Now I am going to substitute this in this to get the simultaneous solution. Now substitute k equal to 1 plus 7m in x equal to 8 plus 15k. We get 8 plus 15 into 1 plus 7m, which is same as 8 plus 15 plus 105m, or I get 23 plus 105 m for all m belongs to z is the general solution general simultaneous solution of 1, 2 and 3. As we have found earlier, when I put m equal to 2, I get 210 plus 23, which is 233, is a particular solution. So this gives the general solution, this method. To find out a particular solution, we can use Chinese remainder theorem, which is much simpler than this method.